I know the movie's been out for a week, but this was one instance where I can't go without reviewing it, and I've been busy, so without further ado, let's just jump right into the MEG. The MEG is based off the book of the same name, which I find to be hilarious. But then again, Jaws was based off a book, so I can't be too judgmental. But anyway, I don't think I really need to go into the full plot of this movie. It's a killer shark movie. A group of scientists travel to an unknown region at the bottom of the ocean off the coast of China, and they discover a megalodon shark, so they call in Jason Statham, who had an experience with this same shark beforehand. And they just have to kill the shark. That's it. I had no idea what to make of this movie because watching the trailers, it never gave us a consistent tone. Sometimes it wanted to be a horror movie with a giant shark. Other times it wanted to be a horror comedy. And the fact that they played Beyond the Sea in the trailer didn't help. And what also didn't help was that shot in the trailer where the dog jumps into the ocean, the shark surfaces, and then the dog swims back to the boat. And it's just there for that cute comedy, the dog must live thing like an Independence Day. It's tiring, so I didn't know what to make of this movie. I went into this with no expectations. This movie reminds me a lot of when Geostorm came out last year. Geostorm, looking at the trailers, was so absurd and so ridiculous that I thought it was going to be one of those movies that's so bad it's good and just non-stop entertainment. And boy, was it not. It was mostly a bore. And the MEG is maybe slightly better than that, but even then, it has the same problem where there aren't too many scenes going on of the shark attacking people. It's not all that funny. Well, actually, that would imply that it is funny ever. It just feels like the most expensive TV movie this year. Shark movies have evolved, or maybe de-evolved, since Jaws came out. The fact that this is a movie just about a giant prehistoric shark is kind of pointless, because we've seen what shark movies can do, and we've seen what the Sci-Fi Channel has had to offer. A bunch of crappy TV movies have done more creative things with sharks than this movie right here, and even though this might be a more well-made movie than something like Sharknado, it just doesn't really do all that much with the sharks, because we live in a time where the Sci-Fi Channel has done so many things with sharks, it's absurd. I mentioned that we had Sharknados, but we've also had a two-headed shark, a three-headed shark, a five-headed shark, which I just found out while doing research, a snow shark, a sand shark, a dino shark, a sharktopus. We've seen that same sharktopus fight off a whale wolf. Basically, the full moon comes out and a whale turns into a werewolf. You can't make up this stuff on the spot. Like, you really have to go above and beyond to make these crazy things happen. And even then, we've had other, more entertaining Megalodon movies. More specifically, one of my favorite moments throughout any terrible shark movie is in Shark Attack 3 Megalodon, where the way they try to show off the shark attack scenes is pretty much composite the actors into stock footage of a great white breaching the surface as it's trying to eat something. It is just so laughably stupid, but you have to admire them for going that extra mile just because they were broke as hell, so they had to find some way to bring the Megalodon shark to life. It's hilarious. So for this movie, it definitely has a bigger budget than most of those shark movies. And going into this movie, I thought, why is this going into the theater? But watching it, I went, okay, there are some moments here where they actually warrant a theatrical release. But all the stuff with the shark is just nothing special, and the CG is kind of bad at points. It's just kind of underwhelming in terms of its shark sequences. But hey, maybe the characters are great. Not really. I mean, you have Jason Statham, and he's playing Jason Statham. I've always enjoyed him, more specifically in the Crank movies, more than the Fast and Furious franchise. But there's not much to his character besides the fact that he's playing Jason Statham. You have Rainn Wilson in this movie, who's an eccentric billionaire who's supposed to be the comic relief. I didn't think he was all that funny. In fact, there were points where I just found him downright annoying. And then you have Bingbing, who's a big star over in China, and you could tell right away this movie was either funded by China or is trying so desperate to appeal to a Chinese audience that they made this movie as bloodless and as PG as possible. It is PG-13, but there is not a whole lot going on in terms of violence. And because it's a shark movie, you want to see the shark tearing people up, and at most, it just swallows people. That's about it. So with a lack of shark action and unimpressive shark action when it happens, combined with really boring and uninteresting characters with mediocre acting all across the board, there's no real reason to watch this in the theater. So I'd say watch at your own risk. If you really have to see it, just wait for TV. It's not worth going to the theater. The comedy is just bad all around. It's not funny. You'll laugh at some unintentionally funny moments, like the drama, which doesn't work 90% of the time. And it's just unimpressive considering how many shark movies have come out and how crazy they've gotten as time goes on. And that's my review for the Meg. Now I want to hear what you guys have to say. Did you see the movie? What do you think? What are some of your favorite bad shark movies out there? Are there any other good shark movies out there that you can recommend besides Jaws? Go ahead and leave your comments down below. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and of course leave a comment. Don't forget to support my Patreon page, follow me on social media. And until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.